It's an incredible 2 days. It's been fantastic to see how much this community is coming up with a lot of innovation and a lot to contribute to the world of real flying. Our simulation is really creating that momentum that right now the industry really needs to create more talent, pilots, mechanics, software engineers, etc. And you guys have been really at the forefront of that. So how do you feel from your side?
Well, this show is all about bridging the gap between that home simulator group, the people who are using this because they love flying and it's their passion, and training to try to solve the pilot crisis. What we're seeing through this show and what we're seeing in aviation these days is a lot of the young kids you see walking around today, a lot of the Civil Air Patrol members that are here, they get their start as video games. They look at this stuff just like someone looks at a racing game or a sports game or a first-person shooter, and they say, gee, this is really fun flying an airplane. And maybe they start on infinite flight on their iPad or with their iPhone, and a couple months later they graduate to a desktop sim, and now instead of just flying for fun, they're flying an airline with a group that has rules and procedures and training, and a couple months down the line they're starting to think about, maybe I get my pilot's license. And 2 or 3 years down the line, they're sitting in an airplane that they've already flown in the sim. And they are experts when it comes to programming the box and when it comes to dealing with the glass displays, stuff that older pilots who grew up in the years of steam gauges are struggling with. These kids who walk out of basically no training are ready to go. And so we're building both the passion and we're building the knowledge that it takes to get people who are young and interested in aviation into the airlines, into the military, and into the next generation of professional aviators.
Well, that's very, very, very good. I can see that you have the FAA and NATCA and several other players from the viewpoint of the organization around flying. What do you think can be here the arrival point? I mean, I would say that some of the aircraft manufacturers might be interested in what you just say. Obviously, some of the airlines. Could this be also a source for pipelining for their future pilots?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we're excited to have Republic Airlines here through their Lift Academy program. You mentioned a few of the others. EAA is also here offering a free membership to all of our attendees. So we're seeing that more and more, that people are realizing the simulation and the at-home market is this total pathway to getting into the airlines. And so people are using it for that purpose. But of course, people are using it for their training as well. So we see a lot of private pilots who want their instrument rating, a lot of student pilots who say, I never want to fly for the airlines, but I know this stuff can help me get a license, it can help me achieve better proficiency, it can help me stay current when I can't get in the airplane more than 2 or 3 times a month. And so it's got a real broad variety of applications across the spectrum.
We are seeing that it's not only pilots, but it's a lot of software engineering here.
Yes.
Which now the industry needs desperately, because everything is moving to the glass cockpit, hence the importance of being able to, and a lot of the skills that you acquire in simulation, right, seem to be applicable to the world of aviation. So do you see that also, something that we should kind of foster, we should kind of encourage the software side of things rather than just the flying?
Yeah, absolutely. Software and of course hardware as well, and having those two things come together. We're seeing technology improve so much, and this stuff is getting way, way cheaper than it used to be years ago, and that's in a big part, thank you, that's in a big part due to the fact that we just have so many people at shows like this who are developing products in their basement that are fantastic. Now this is the kind of thing that you'd pay some big defense contractor millions of dollars to produce, and here's a person who does it for $200 or $300. That's legendary.
Yeah, that's great. All right, fantastic.
Perfect timing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will see you again later.